So I make over $400,000 a month, and unlike a lot of the other guys that you've probably seen on YouTube, I actually want to show you exactly how I do it. Now, by the end of this video, you're not just going to know how I make $400,000 a month, but you're also going to know how other people make a lot of money and how you can make a lot of money as well. Today, someone that I'm working with actually made $5.7 thousand. You can't see that, but I will zoom it the fuck in. Okay, so we've done $5.7 thousand this morning. It is currently 6:54 a.m. my time, which means that this payment was made before I even had woken. And then if you scroll down, we've done $26,000 for the week, to $26.2 thousand for the week thus far, with a 333% increase in revenue. We have enrolled 52 people. So there has been 52 customers in the last 7 days with a 333% increase. Okay. We have absolutely zero refunds, no disputes. Okay. And I am going to be getting a percent of this. Now, this is just from today. Okay, and from the last week. I'm not even showing you the month or the month prior or the year or whatever, right? This is just in the last week. And I wanted to share that because I know you guys watch a lot of people online and typically they only just say a bunch of shit. But on this video, I obviously want to show you some proof, right? Some proof that I know what I'm talking about. I just wanted to show you the most recent. That's obviously not the biggest, but I don't think it's fair for me to come out here and show you the biggest and baddest Stripe account, right? That's done $150,000 in the last week, because a lot of you guys just aren't at that level, right? Because I've been doing this for the last 7 years, and it's unrealistic for me to say, yeah, you're gonna go make someone $150K in a week. But it is totally realistic to say that you can make someone $26,000 in a week. Now, while I make my tea, right, let's quickly just explain it. So what I do personally is I partner with businesses and creators online. I'm currently working with some of the biggest creators that there are. I'll give you an example of one right now. This is currently someone that I'm working with, right? He is the biggest fitness coach in the world, okay? And I have taken over his entire back end of the business, right? Which means that I do everything sales for this guy. Now, before working with him, he had zero book calls, zero systems, zero automations, and he wasn't making that much at all. We came on and we increased his revenue by over 400% just in the first 7 days. We booked about 416 qualified calls in March, and he is scaling like a motherfucker, and we are managing a sales team of about 10 at the moment for this guy, right? Now, I work with guys like this, and I help them make a lot more money. And I actually do this shit, right? I don't post about it to make money. I don't have a course or a coaching program that I can give you like a lot of these other growth operators have. The reality is I make all my money from this, and I make a significant amount of money. But let me actually show you what I mean. Let's do this in live time, okay? So buckle in, put on your fucking seatbelt, and get ready, because I'm about to show you exactly what I do. So if you are a business owner, you can learn some shit. If you want to do what I do, you can learn some shit. Now, this is Hey Sierra. Now, I actually came across this guy a couple of days ago, and I really fucking loved his content, right? That's why I followed him. I followed him because I really liked his content. But with every single person that I followed, me being me, I always check out their systems and kind of how they run their business to see if there's anything that could be improved. Now, I've only been on this guy's account once, but let's actually go through this guy's account and break it down, and I'll explain to you how we can make certain changes to how we can make a lot more money, which will then show you exactly what I do. So as you can see, it's very, very big. First thing that I would do is I would have a CTA, right? Just a CTA in his bio, a very simple one, just saying, DM me the word AI for XYZ. Right? DM me the word AI for a free AI guide or some shit like that, because that's what he does, right? He does a lot of AI content. Now, I would have that. That way, when people go into his Instagram account, they automatically have a step to do. Typically, guys and girls don't like to put a CTA in their bio because it makes them come across, or they feel like they are belittled, right? And they just have a straight up, I am XYZ, here's my email, which they think is professional, which is, but it's also losing them a ton of money. So by just giving someone the extra step, right? Comment, DM, like this post, message me, whatever, right? By giving that step, the person that sees that is a lot more likely to do it, because we as humans love to be told what to do, right? So that's just the first thing straight off the bat that I would do to just get him a lot more people inside of the DMs. Now, let's actually take a look here. So first off, there is too much happening, right? This is the most common mistake people have. And this is something that I do when I start working with someone, is I don't really look at, okay, what can I add? At least at the start. I'm more thinking about, okay, what can we take away? Because typically people do more than what they should be. So right here, we've got fake skin, discovery options, watch my TED talk about AI, and then learn AI UGC. So like, I'm on here. I've just come from his amazing content, his content that I fucking love. But then I click on this link because I want to kind of buy something potentially. And I'm actually confused, because what is discover opportunities? That is so fucking broad, right? You know, and that might be a link that you want me to click on. I assume it is, because it's higher at the top. But then you've got learn AI UGC, and then this then catches my eye, because again, I want to learn, right? And the only thing that has learn in it is this. So let's click it. Let's see what this is. Right, so it's then going to take you to a scale ads and content. So a landing page, right? We'll break down this landing page in a second, but I'm assuming it's going to take me to like an application form. No, a what? Okay, beautiful. So now let's look at discover opportunities, right? Again, I don't know what this is. Okay, so discovery call, $75. I don't know why it's so low. And I also don't know why it's there. So you've got discovery call, step-by-step guide. So 2 things that you're selling. You've got courses, so the WAP, which we've just kind of found. Free AI masterclass, ChatGPT. There is so much oh my God, it actually continues. Yeah, there is a lot happening, and you're selling way too much on the front end, right? This is why you might find that people aren't buying that, because let's be real. Right, you might be selling 10 different things, but you probably want people to buy one thing more than the others. And let's just say that that is this course, right? The reality is that you've got all these different options on the front end, where someone that might want that course might not get the course, only because he went and bought a fucking 44 digital product. So you've got too many options on the front end, which is going to confuse the person that's wanting to buy, because they've got all of this. They've then got this fucking landing page to click on, and I've only clicked on 2 of the 4 links that's here, right? I don't know why this is going to take us absolutely nowhere, so this is pointless, and this is going to take me to YouTube. But the big problem is right now is that he has too much going on the front end. So here's what I'll do for him, and here's where he's going to be making a lot of money. So right now, I think the most expensive thing that he is charging for is the course. Right, let's take a look. Yep, so the course is $397, right, which isn't expensive, but it seems expensive because this is $397, but then you've got the other things over here, which are $44 and $75 and $19, right? So by you having all of these options on the front end, you're actually making your thing that you want people to buy look a lot more expensive, right? There are people that have money. But the real big problem is that because you've got your course right here, they're going to click the course, right? They want the course. But then they see your price and they're thinking, fuck, didn't I just see I could get just a discovery call with him for $75, right? Now they're thinking, oh, fuck, I could just get way more knowledge from the call, right? Or for example, the step-by-step guide. They're thinking, okay, I've not done this before. I'm a beginner. I'm just going to go buy the step-by-step guide. Right? So you've just made $44, cool, but you've also just lost out on like $335. Because when people buy these step-by-step guides, because it is step-by-step, they're thinking they're going to get absolutely everything inside of that digital product, which means that when they finish it, they don't feel like they need to buy more, because again, you've just given them the step-by-step. Right? So it's just simple sort of things like this, which cost people a significant amount of money. So what I would do is I would take away the discovery call. I would take away the step-by-step. I would take away everything that he currently is charging for, I would put it off the front end. Okay, and here's what I would do. If he really wants to make a lot of money, right now he has lifetime access to his course for $397. Here's what he can do. He should take off all of the paid things that he is showing and then combine it with the course. Okay, so every single paid thing is then going to just get combined into this one UGC AI course, because essentially that's what all of these little digital products are. They're talking about AI, so we can just combine it. Now this course holds a lot more value, right? And because we dictate price per value, right? Because now that we've combined everything, the value 2x's, 4x's, 5x's, right? I'm then going to change up the model. Right now, I can just click this landing page, right? And then it's going to take me to here, which is a really good page, by the way, right? This is really good. It looks really good. It's clean. But instead of having this as a landing page to then just go and buy the course, what I would do is I would turn this landing page into a booking call page, right? So instead of watch this free masterclass, it'll say fill out the application form, right? And this video will be a VSL, so a virtual sales letter, where he will tell people about AI and how much it's changed his life and etc. Right? And then he'll tell them to book a call below, and we'll see if they are a good fit to join his program, right? We will then get on the phone with these people, because now we're getting more application submissions. Okay, and then I'll obviously hire a couple closers that are really good at AI and they know what they're talking about, right? And then we're going to start taking calls. Now on this call, instead of charging $397, we're going to start charging something like $4,000 to $8,000 for the exact same information. Because right now, he is severely undercharging himself just for the course alone, right? But if we add on everything else that he's currently selling onto this course, then we can justify selling a lot more as well. So now we've got this selling asset, which is $8,000 or $4,000, right? We get people on the phone. And now because we've also changed the model, people are a lot more likely to spend a lot more money, right? The truth is that people want a conversation before they buy a big product, right? A lot of people, they just can't mentally justify buying something that costs a lot of money, right? And because you're not currently jumping on a call with anyone at the moment, right? You're just getting them to watch your content, right? It means that a lot less people that would buy your product aren't buying your product just because it's very cold, right? Think about it. I can just go from watching your video, click your landing page, click this, and now I can buy your course. A lot of people don't do that, right? So just by changing the model and making it so they jump on a call, a 45-minute conversation, on that call, we can go through all of their concerns and all of their questions, which you can't at the moment, right? And because we're answering all their concerns and all their questions and we're building that relationship prior, they're a lot more likely to spend a lot more money because there's a lot more trust built prior to them buying the product. Okay, so that is how we can justify charging a lot more, because people are going to spend a lot more. Now, if we actually take a look, he has 97 people that have paid him $300 and something. Now, if we look at the total right here, and to be honest with you, there was just a cut there because I actually just did it on my calculator. He's made about $38.5 thousand from this course. But that's not reoccurring because he only does a one-time payment of $397. So that's just $38,000. I just showed you a screenshot of someone that did $26,000 in the last 7 days. That person that made that money has a lot less credibility than this person, right? But if we break down, let's say we charge an average of $5,000 and we get 20 people inside, that's $100,000, right? So instead of 97 people, we only need 20, right? And because we're just charging $5,000, not $8,000, people are a lot more likely to buy because we're on the safe option. We're making $100,000 a month now. By him not doing a single thing, we're able to get him to $100,000 a month just like that. Now, I'm not done, right? This is where the fucking brain starts ticking, right? If you look on his Stan store, where it is right here, he has a lot of free things, okay, as well, which again is really bad on the front end, because think about it, humans are humans, right? If they see a $300 course and a free thing, what do you think people are more likely to sign up to? The free thing, right? So because you've got so much free shit here, people are just kind of getting lost into all the free source. So what I would do is I would take away all of the free things. So now we're only going to have 2 links max, right? One link is going to be to his TED talk, and the other link is then going to be to this landing page that people can fill out the application. Now we're actually going to be smart, and we're going to use these free items, these free resources as a selling tool. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to focus on getting a ton of DMs. We're also going to hire a couple appointment setters as well, again, hired and trained and managed by me. Right, and these appointment setters are going to be having conversations. Now, if there are people that when we qualify, they don't have the money, then we'll just give them a free product. That way they're happy and they get something. With that, if we get people to book in a call with our closers, right, when we get them to book in that call and the booking's all done, we're then going to send them the free resources. And we're going to say something like, hey, our call is in 24 hours, but I actually wanted to share some free information with you just in the meantime. That way, if you've got any questions by the time the call happens, we can answer them, right? So now we're actually using the free resources and we're giving it to everyone that books in a call and or just doesn't have the money. This way, the free resources are becoming a lot more valuable because right now the free resources are for everyone, right? Anyone can click it. But if we take them all down and we just give it to people manually, it's going to hold a lot more value, a lot more weight, a lot more depth to those free products, which is going to mean that people are actually going to use them properly, right? And they're going to really be thankful for it rather than you just giving them everything up front. Here's how it's going to look. People are going to book a call. We're going to give them a free product or a YouTube video or a training, right? They're then going to consume that free product. What is that doing? That is pre-selling them before the call. Right? They're getting all this information, all this value. And again, what do people dictate price of? Value, right? So if they get all this free information, right, and it's good, and they're thinking, fuck, this is so valuable, they're then going to start wondering, wow, I wonder what I could learn actually paying money for this, right? So already we have added in a little CTA into his bio to drive a lot more DMs. We've switched his whole model around from just doing a one-time WAP payment of $300. We've switched that to landing page, application, book a call, on board. Now, Nathaniel, right? You're not thinking this, but you should be, right? What if they don't have the money for the $5,000 product when they get onto the call with us? Good fucking question, right? Again, this is the shit that we fucking do. This is why we make so much fucking money, right? It's because we have a solution for everything, right? Now, take notes. Now, what we can do is, before I mentioned that we can combine all of his paid products into one and then just put it into the course to add more value. But on that statement, here's what we can do. So instead of getting every paid product that we have, we do everything except for maybe one or two, right? So right now he's got 1, 2, and then you go down, you've got 3, you've got 4, and then 5. We've got about 4 or 5 paid products. What we can do is we can add 2 of those products into his course, increasing value, right? And then we can combine the other 2 products and combine it into one, right? So for example, let's combine the step-by-step guide and then the realistic AI digital avatar guide, right? We will combine that, and now we've just essentially created another product, right? And again, it holds more value because let's say there's 10 videos in here and there's 10 in the other one, right? Instead of having 10, let's make it fucking 20. Now we've just literally 2x the increase of the value. Okay? So instead of just charging $20 and $40, we can charge whatever they have. Right? Now this is what we do on calls. If you've ever taken a sales call, think about how many times you let people off of the call that didn't have the money that you wanted them to have. Let's say I'm charging $5,000 and they don't have it. I'm then going to offer a split pay. Let's say 2.5K, they don't have it. I'm then gonna fucking, try and get them in for 1,000 and they don't have it. Okay, normally you guys let them off the phone, but here's what I do. I'm gonna use this product and I'm just gonna say to the lead that I'm talking to, okay, so you don't have $1,000. How much money do you have? Because I really wanna help you. We've just had a 30-minute conversation, right? You're really keen and eager. I don't want you to keep going in the same cycle that you're currently living in. So what do you have so I can see if I can help you? They might say they've got 500. They might say they've got 200, 300, $50, whatever they have. We're then going to say, look, okay, I don't normally do this, right? But what I can do is I can get you into this other course, right? It's a combination between a step-by-step guide on how to do advanced AI right? And then it's also got a guide on how to do realistic AI digital avatar model. Okay, it's just a course. It's got about 25 modules inside of it. You're going to learn so much, and then after you've got value from that, you can then come back to me, and after you've also got the money, right, you can come back to me, and then we can get you into the main product at a discounted price of however much money you give me now. Right, so let's say I'm charging $5,000 for the main product. They've only got 500. I'm then going to get them into this product for $500. And now that they're inside the funnel, they're going to start getting value and value, right? And then I also tell them that if they come back to me, I can discount the main product by $500 because that's how much they've already paid, right? So then essentially they're only paying $4.5 thousand and they got even more value and information than what they would have before. Right, so we're not just creating a no-brainer offer for the $5,000 product, but we're also creating a no-brainer offer for the lower tier product as well. And a lot of the guys that will get into this product are probably going to give us $400 to $500, a little bit more, right? And again, that's already more than what he's charging for his WOP. So even on the down sell, right, we're making, an extra $100 or $50. And again, because we've had a call with them rather than them just going straight here, right, they're a lot more likely to give us a lot more money. And with this, we would have a sales team of about 2 to 3 appointment setters in his DMs having conversations with people. Okay, they will be on a commission percentage of about 5%. It means that every call that they book, right, that they book themselves, they'll get 5%. And then we'll also have about 2 closers that know what they're doing, that have AI experience, that have done something similar to this before, right? They'll be on the phones and they'll be earning 10% of the calls that they close, right? So you've got a closer that gets 10% of the deals that he closes, and then you've also got a setter that gets 5% of the deals that they book in, which means that all the application submissions aren't going to any appointment setter, which means that we're also 75% on that. Right? So you're essentially paying literally no money to have a really good sales team to do absolutely everything for you. Now, this is what I do for people, and this is how I make over $400,000 a month. Right? You'll hear all the fancy words like growth operating, IPO, all this bullshit. But at the end of the day, all they're doing is they're giving something like this just another name to make it seem new and to make it seem like a new opportunity so then you guys can get scammed. Right? I don't really see it that way. I don't see this as a model. I just see it as I take over their entire sales and operations and I make them a significant amount of money. Right? And I want to give you guys some perspective. Again, I'm currently working with that fitness guy that's got about 8.3 million followers, about total of 13, 14 million followers. I'm currently in talks with working with a $23 million a year business. And can I be honest, this isn't new. This isn't a new opportunity. There has honestly been people doing this exact same thing longer than I have. Right? I know guys that have been doing this for the last 7 years. Right? And throughout all the business models and throughout all the shit that comes up, they just stick to that one thing. These are just a couple of the things that we could do to make Ciro a lot more money. Again, I really, really enjoy his content. But at the end of the day, really good content doesn't really mean anything if the sales on the back end isn't up to par with it, and you're not closing deals valued at what you should really be pricing them. So this is how I make over $400,000 a month. Have an amazing day. I'll see you guys on the next one.